Hello, celestial beings, and wow, we have some big cosmic changes that are stirring this month. Uranus is moving into a brand new sign for the first time in almost 80 years, and Leo season is arriving with major manifestation magic. So we're going to walk through how to navigate all of this with both the astrology and the tarot as your guide. And hi, it's me, Mel, aka Pocket Mystic, and I'm on a mission to make mysticism more accessible and supportive through tarot readings, astrological updates, and guided meditations. So today we're diving into a collective tarot reading for July, but first I'll walk you through the key astrological transits shaping the energy of the month so that you're fully attuned and aligned. So the biggest thing happening this month is that Uranus enters Gemini on July 7th. So Uranus is the planet of revolution, innovation, and disruption. It's moving from stable, grounded Taurus into fast-paced, curious Gemini. This will be a massive cultural shift. The last time Uranus was in Gemini was from 1941 to 1948, which was a time of world wars, technological leaps, and shifting power structures. So yes, buckle up, it's giving reinvention at every level. I will be doing a deeper dive into this transit in a few days because there's going to be so much change that's happening, and since Uranus works in 7-year cycles, you might not feel it at first, but it will be helpful to understand what to expect out of this major shift. Also moving into Gemini this month is Venus. So Venus loves being in Taurus, right? Think sensuality, beauty, and romantic stability. But in Gemini, she's trading candlelit dinners for clever banter and flirtatious wordplay. You might notice shifts in how you communicate in relationships and what feels valuable to you. It will be a great time to explore and experiment with fresh ways of connecting. On July 4th, we also have Neptune going into retrograde. So it's beginning its journey from Aries, which it recently moved into at the beginning of this year, back into Pisces. It's a quieter shift that'll play out more fully in October when it goes back all the way into Pisces. So for now, just pay attention to if there's any sort of fog lifting around dreams or illusions, or if it's getting heavier, because Pisces is a dreamy planet versus Aries. So you might start to feel like some of the progress you've made around your dreams and ideas kind of feels a little stuck. Also, on July 10th, we have the full moon in Capricorn. This full moon is gentle but potent. It's a beautiful time to release outdated commitments, responsibilities, or internal shoulds that no longer support your growth. Let go to create space for what truly aligns. And of course, while it's mostly Cancer season, shout out to my Leos, Leo season will begin on July 22nd. I know my Leos wait all year for this moment, and we cannot wait to celebrate you guys. We will also have a fiery new moon in Leo on July 24th. So Leo new moons are usually great for bold, heart-centered manifestations, but this one comes with a little bit of a twist. The sun in Leo will be opposing Pluto and will be under multiple retrogrades: Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus. So while you may be feeling called to dream big, you might also encounter some shadow work, resistance, or intensity. Don't be discouraged. It's just the universe asking, how deeply do you desire this? And are you willing to meet the transformation required to receive it? I'll also do a video on how to work with this new moon. I meant to do one for the new moon in Cancer, which was an amazing, potent, powerful new moon, but I was on a creative, mystical sojourn with one of my dearest friends in Portugal, and sometimes that's just how life is. So now that we've set the stage for the astrology of this month, we're going to get into the collective tarot reading for July. And you can absolutely use this spread for your own personal reading. Or if you want support, you can always book a reading with me at Pocket Mystic. So this is a 5-card spread, and the first card is going to be our lessons from June. And for this card, we have the Ace of Pentacles. This makes me smile, especially since the advice for June was the Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Pentacles as our lesson, it's clear that we've learned to turn our emotions and creativity into something tangible. You may be seeing how your passions are beginning to bear fruit through opportunities, practical steps, or even fresh income streams. And as a former New Yorker, I can't help but think of Mom Donnie's grassroots political win. A campaign once considered unrealistic because it didn't have much funding, it was a little too radical, but it was able to find success through heart, community, and persistence. That's the Ace of Pentacles in motion. Real, earthy change rooted in soul. Now, card 2 will be our achievements for June, and here we have the Page of Wands. And this pairs beautifully with the previous card. The Page of Wands shows us saying yes to our inner spark. We took a risk, we followed a nudge, or we finally gave ourselves permission to try. Even if we're just starting out, we've tapped into momentum, and that's everything. It's a reminder that progress doesn't require mastery. It begins with curiosity and action. And with Jupiter still in Cancer, that growth is getting watered beautifully. So now for card 3, we have what to expect in July, which is the Chariot, which is sort of perfect because the Chariot is the tarot card that represents Cancer. So right on time. This tells us July is about emotional drive. It's about moving forward with heart-centered purpose. So that Ace of Pentacles, that spark that you got from June, the Page of Wands, the sense of following your desire is going to continue to carry into July. You'll likely feel pulled to continue to go along with something that you began in June. Expect progress, but don't expect it to be easy. The Chariot wins by staying focused on the goal and navigating the emotional terrain with maturity. There is victory here, but it does not come without challenges, which is great because in the area of growth card 4, we have the Empress. Now, I must confess, the Empress is one of my favorite cards. She is the master alchemist, the one who turns dreams into literal, practical, physical matter. She doesn't rush, she doesn't panic, she trusts the process and enjoys it. As a growth card, she invites us to root deeper into pleasure, self-care, beauty, and creation. Whether it's a literal birth or the birth of a new idea, don't forget to nurture yourself in the process. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like rest, and sometimes it looks like trust. So as you're going after whatever that goal is, whatever that seed you planted, and you're coming up with challenges, remember the Empress and how she takes her time, how she has confidence, and how she enjoys the process. And finally, for card 5, we have advice, which actually we ended up with 2 cards because sometimes the tarot demands extra attention, and when the cards literally throw themselves at us, we listen. So here we have the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. So I think that's really interesting because we see both the beginning with the Ace and the mastery with the King. The sword suit represents truth, clarity, and communication. So the advice here is start fresh, yes, but act like a seasoned strategist. You are at the beginning, yes, keep that learner's mindset, but have the confidence and clarity of someone with mastery. Be crystal clear in what you want, speak your truth, set boundaries, make a plan, but also remain flexible and humble like a beginner. Be open to new pathways that might surprise you in their brilliance and different ways to achieve the goal that you have. All in all, I think it's going to be a really exciting month. Of course, as I said, Uranus transitioning into Gemini is going to be major, though we might not feel it quite at the beginning. But I'm just really excited to see what's building, what's gaining momentum with you. And I'd love to hear how this reading resonates with you, especially as the month unfolds. If you pull your own spread, feel free to share it in the comments or email me. I'd love to co-create a magical dialogue. And if you're not already subscribed, please be sure to do that. And stay tuned for the upcoming video on Uranus in Gemini. This is a once-in-a-lifetime transit, really, unless we somehow, after this, learn how to live for hundreds of years, but it's going to be a wild ride. Sending you so much love, light, and clarity this month.